Greetings. Freshly showered gamer here.
I was sorely traumatized by SpongeBob SquarePants when I was 7 years old.
Now keep in mind this is entirely unscripted. I just wanted to talk about this because it's been like 11 years since this happened, and I do still have relevant nightmares about this topic occasionally. It's not nearly as bad as it used to be, but it's still something that I would rather never see again, even though it's on the official SpongeBob SquarePants YouTube channel. When I was younger, I watched SpongeBob religiously, from ages 2 to 7. I loved the show. I didn't know that season 4 and onward was kinda trash. I didn't know that at the time. All I knew was that funny yellow cube man funny. The year was 2011. Again, I was 7 years old at that time. And I was in Tennessee, which I am not currently. Where I am now, we may never know. I was staying in a log cabin, and it was October, which meant it was spooky time. I know more shows around this time were doing a similar thing, but it hit particularly well with SpongeBob because it was a character that I loved for the better half of my entire life at that point. Now, I don't have this linked in the description because, like I said, I don't want to ever see it again, but I know for a fact that it's on the official YouTube channel because of one time when I threw my iPod at least 12 feet when I saw it in my feed. It's certainly down there in the archives, so you'll have to scroll a bit if you want to find it, but the story I'm about to tell will allow you to pinpoint exactly what I'm talking about, if you dare want to actually watch that. The gist on this whole thing was the fact that it was Halloween, right? And Nickelodeon is known for gross out humor. And what happens when you mix spooky with gross out? Well, you get the creature that I'm about to discuss. This isn't an actual episode of SpongeBob. This isn't something you're gonna find on your Roku streaming stick when you search SpongeBob. This is a promo, which is a lot shorter than an actual episode, and, well, it involves a lot of things happening at once. It took place in the Krusty Krab on what I assume is to be Halloween night, and Mr. Krabs asks SpongeBob to take out the trash, and SpongeBob, being of course the loyal employee he is, takes out the trash. But as he goes to take out the trash, he trips over a bucket, those damn buckets, and the contents of the garbage bag rip open, revealing a bunch of old rotten kitchen sponges. Now this is where it gets disturbing for me, so just bear with me here. So then, a moon comes out, and like logic would dictate when it comes to moons and random objects, they become cursed, and SpongeBob slowly and horribly transforms into a disgusting green monster. And this was enough to turn me off to all SpongeBob-related content for an entire decade. It wasn't until 2021, just a bit over a year ago, that I actually decided to hook up my Roku streaming stick and look up the old seasons of SpongeBob again. And yeah, seasons 1 through 3 are good. Anything after that are either mildly disturbing or just straight up weird or bad. Now, speaking to this as if it's actual trauma is something that I have treated it as for the longest time. Now, I have heard other forms of media and other TV shows that have caused a similar kind of occurrence in other people, like the famous Give Us the Slab or Suffer the Curse from Courage's Cowardly Dog, or that one episode from Star Trek The Next Generation where Riker and Picard blow up some guy's head and then a weird alien mother creature comes out of his torso. You know, normal things. But the reason I think this one got to me so much is because of my inherent fear of losing control. And when it comes to anything in particular like this, which more or less is just a spin on the werewolf syndrome, it disturbs me really badly because, you know, you lose control of your mind and, you know, you turn evil and all that stuff. And yeah, that disturbs me and that gets me going and that makes me want to kill things. Like werewolves. Not people, just don't get me wrong, I haven't killed anyone. But the reason I bring this entire topic up is because, yes, this happened a very long time ago, but also I've never heard anybody else ever come across this piece of media. And while I don't expect the video that this will eventually become to blow up on YouTube or anything like that, the people who do see it, like 50 or whatever, I kind of want to know if you have ever seen this before in the past, or if you do find it on the official YouTube channel, what you think of it. I don't want links, though. Like I said, I don't want to ever see this again, but I am curious to hear whoever comes across this video what the frick they thought of this particular thing. Now, from what I can remember of this, it almost feels like a creepypasta to me, because I know SpongeBob is known for doing gross-out humor on occasion, but this felt like a step further, that just something SpongeBob wouldn't do. I know SpongeBob was directly inspired by Ren and Stimpy, but I feel like this kind of thing would even be a bit too much for Ren and Stimpy. Now, while this is definitely the most prevalent, I think, example of this kind of thing affecting me, there are other things in fiction that also have this similar effect on me. Like I said, werewolves is one of them, but I mean headcrabs from Half-Life, the Flood from Halo. It's all a similar idea of some kind of force taking over your mind and your body and forcing you to do things that you would never otherwise do. You know, like the government brainwash drones that they show in certain dystopian settings, or just in general nanomachine technology or things like that.
Oh, and of course, the Borg from Star Trek.
Now, obviously, this kind of thing is very circumstantial, because I had been exposed to werewolf-like entities before that incident happened. Like, I was about 4 years old when I first saw a werewolf for the first time, and of course, it terrified me. I hated everything about it. And just seeing that kind of thing happen to a beloved character of mine like SpongeBob was enough to turn me off to the entire franchise for, yeah, like I said, an entire decade. And you know, similar to the whole Courage the Cowardly Dog thing, I want to know, to whoever comes across this, if they've had any kind of traumatizing experience when it comes to consuming media like TV shows or movies or even video games. Just if there's anything that you vividly remember from your early childhood that just really just tipped you off to something that you previously liked, because I can't be the only one, right?
Right?
That's pretty much all I have to say on this matter. So, you know, I can't really say anything that I've already repeated at least twice or 3 times in this entire thing. So, yeah, outro, bye-bye.